It's deja vu all over again for the Ohio Bobcats today as they take on Kent State for the second time this season. The last one happening just last Thursday. Same thing happened last year, too, where their final game of the regular season was against Kent State, and their first game of the tournament was against the Golden Flashes as well. I'm Noah Wolf here at Chesapeake alongside Rebecca Markovitz. Great to have you with us on this windy Sunday afternoon here in Athens, Ohio. We're just about set for kickoff between Ohio and Kent State. Now, Ohio dropped their game at home on Thursday to the Golden Flashes 1-0. Rebecca, what did you see in that one that the Bobcats need to improve on?
Well, I noticed that they needed to work on kind of possessing the ball in the midfield. Kent kind of dominated that, which allowed them to be in Kent's attacking third for the majority of the first half. So we were spending a lot of time on our side on defense, but overall we actually had more shots on goal. We had 7 shots on goal. Kent had 4. But when you talked to Rogers last Thursday, and he was talking about how on the tactical side, they're not really planning on changing up too much, and they just overall need to play better. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Looks like Kent will have the first touch here to start things off against the Bobcats, and let's run you through that Golden Flashes starting lineup, excuse me. In goal today, it's Faith O'Neill, her 17th start in her 18th game in net. Her defending line is Kendra Klein, Amanda Reed, Paige Colver, Maddie Lavinia. In the midfield, Maddie Holmes, Vital Katz, and Cassandra Sauter. Katz has 7 goals, 9 assists this season. She has been vital to that Kent State team. And up top for Golden State to complete this 4-3-3 formation, Isabel Mahale, Cameron Schendenhelm, and Dominique DiNardo all getting the start for the Golden Flashes, excuse me. And away we go as Kent State boots it forward, giving possession right back to Ohio to start things off. Very, very windy afternoon. And we'll see if that affects the run of play at all. The wind looks to be blowing mostly from right to left across the field, the same way that Ohio is traveling. Right, so that'll give Ohio the advantage in the first half with the wind at their backs, pushing the ball into goal. They're going to have to work a little harder in the second half to get shots on goal. Ohio possessing out of their back line. Reese down the left side. Finds Townsend forward, but the ball's given away in midfield. Let's quickly run through that Ohio lineup as well. Just like Kent State, no changes for Ohio from that game last Thursday. Sydney Malum starts in goal, her 13th start there. Mandy Arnzen, Maria Kolika, Rihanna Reese, and Olivia Sensky are the back 4 for Ohio, with Victoria Breeden kind of playing as that holding midfield role. Jenny Santa Catarina, Olivia Molesky, and Maddie Kay are your midfielders, with Abby Townsend and Sydney Leckie up top for Ohio. Free kick goes Kent's way early on, but Ohio claims it back. Leckie down the left side, but she gets dispossessed, and they're going to call a foul on Sydney Leckie, trying to get the ball back there for Ohio. It was Maddie Lavinia in defense there who fell over. And according to the referee, she was pushed, so Kent State gets the free kick. We saw this a lot last game, a lot of aggression, a lot of players playing with emotion on their sleeve, because this is a big game for all of them, and we're probably going to see some aggression tonight or today as well. Yeah, Kent State is a very physical team. Their 227 fouls are some of the most in the country, in fact, and their 17 yellow cards this season lead the Mid-American Conference. Meanwhile, for Ohio, they have the lowest fouls per game rating in the Mid-American Conference. Yeah, we saw that yellow card last game on Thursday, committed by DiNardo. So we might be seeing those again today. Leckie has it on the left wing, looks for a cross, but there's nobody home. Cleared only as far as Rihanna Reese. Reese working down that left wing again to Leckie. Leckie with a cross into the middle, and Molesky's header is over the bar.
Kent State.
Good opportunity for Ohio early on, but they still can't get anything on goal. Faith O'Neill to take the goal kick for Kent State. O'Neill has pitched six shutouts this season, including one on Thursday. That's good for second in the Mid-American Conference. In addition to her work as a goalkeeper, she also has an assist on the year. That ball's off Kent State on the near side. Rihanna Reese to take the throw for the Cats. Forward for Townsend, and eventually she wins it, but just dispossessed by Lavinia. And that one's off Ohio. Kent State looking to attack down that right wing, but they lose it. Out of play. That one off of Kent State. It'll go back to Ohio. It's been a very back-and-forth game. Not a lot of sustained runs of possession so far for either team. Just 5 minutes in here. Scoreless ball game. Ohio will attack down the right through Breeden. Molesky's flick on just can't quite get to Abby Townsend up top. And now here come the Golden Flashes, attacking down the right wing through Cameron Shedenhelm. Shedenhelm still with possession, crosses it in, low cross, defended by Arnzen. Very calm she was in that clearance, getting the ball back for the Bobcats.
Coach Rogers has definitely emphasized Arnzen's play in the back, about how she remains very calm and composed, and that's important as a defender. You don't want to get flustered in those high-pressure situations.
Yeah, she's been a real anchor in that back line all season long. You see her again heading that one out. And not only does that keep Ohio calm in defense, but it also allows them to start their attack once again.
Right, and we definitely want to see that tonight.
Here comes Vital Katz, playing it forward for Mahale, but instead it's Olivia Sensky that gets there first. Malum clears it out of play. It'll be a Kent State throw down the right wing on the near side. Shedenhelm beats Reese, looking for a cross. Reese with a nice touch away, but Shedenhelm gets there first. And now stepping in defense is Sydney Leckie. Still a Kent State throw in a good position, but Ohio is dealing with the pressure pretty well so far.
Ohio definitely has a solid defense. We saw them playing a lot of defense last game. We're probably going to see a lot of solid defense today. Hopefully they'll have a little more opportunity on offense as well.
Throw-in finds Mahale. Mahale working against Sensky, looking for a cross, and it'll be a corner kick. That one hit off of Olivia Sensky, but it'll be Mahale to take it.
Mahale to take the corner.
We saw these corner kicks on Thursday. They do a little tap to the outside to, I believe that is Townsend, and Ohio will hopefully put pressure on the ball there.
Mahale to take the corner. Vital Katz in the area as well, and Katz will get it. And Maria Colica with a good interception there. It'll still be Kent State ball, but they aren't able to work their throw in the way they wanted to. Or excuse me, their corner kick. Maddie Lavinia, the throw to Shedenhelm. The cross in. Finds the head of Santa Catarina for Ohio. Santa Catarina again with a good clearance, but only so far as a Kent State player. Now Shedenhelm again working that right wing. She gets around Reese. Sliding challenge from Rihanna Reese. And it'll be a corner kick.
Corner kick, Kent.
Dangerous sliding challenge there from Reese right on the edge of the penalty area.
Mahale once again to the angle for the
If
corner.
the referee decided to call that, that would not be good for the Bobcats.
We might see this play to Cats again. Excuse me, I said Townsend earlier. I meant Cats, looking at the wrong roster.
It does appear to be Mahale and Cats once more. 2 Ohio defenders in the area. Cats tries to get around Townsend, and that will break things up. Ohio able to push the defensive line back, and Maria Colica with a good challenge. Townsend trying to get there first. Instead, she'll commit a foul.
Ohio foul.
Kent State with a quick free kick. Arns in there in defense, and Breeden wins it. Shedenhelm there fighting for it. The cross to Mahale, and it's cleared away by Ohio. Santa Catarina with a good sliding challenge there. And Malum eventually comes up with a save
DiNardo, the attempt.
on the left-footed shot from
Gathered
DiNardo.
by Mullen.
Kent State working those set pieces quickly. Their one goal against Ohio on Thursday came off of a set piece. Just a ball that Ohio was unable to clear, was bouncing around the penalty area for a long time, and eventually Kent State buried it.
Right, and that was early in the second half, and Ohio just wasn't able to recover after that. Maybe we'll see some goals earlier here in the first half.
Breeden with a low cross, but it's too close to O'Neal.
Send in gathered by O'Neal.
Ohio sending numbers forward quickly there on somewhat of a counterattack. They weren't able to take advantage of a numbers difference, but they still sent numbers forward, tried to get something going. And they'll take possession again after the goal kick goes out of play. Kent State wins possession off the Sensky header that goes out of play. DiNardo to throw. Reese heads it forward, but luckily it's Mandy Arnzen there to clear for Ohio. Keeps it in play for Abby Townsend. Ball kind of pinballing around the midfield area right now. Ohio the benefactors of this throw-in. Here's Holmes looking for Shedenhelm. But instead, Ohio will clear. Still a scoreless game. 34 minutes left to play in the first half. Kent State searching forward. That ball intended for Mahale. Instead, Sensky finds it. Now Victoria Breeden trying to run into some open space down the right side. Her ball forward for Townsend is taken away. Arns in a defensive header. Forward for Reese. Now Lecky down the left wing. And that'll be an Ohio throw.
We've seen this quite often where Ohio plays that 5 in the back, but they often switch to put Lecky and their outsides up forward. So we'll probably be seeing Lecky up forward a lot.
Are you noticing any changes from what they did on Thursday? Anything major that sticks out to you, Rebecca?
Well, I mean, Ohio still isn't dominating the ball like they should be if they're looking to win this game. As far as, Roger said, they just need to play better. And ultimately, what I'm seeing right now is I think they just need to play better. They're not quite possessing the ball in the midfield. They're kind of just playing it forward and maybe hoping for an offensive chance. So they definitely need to work on connecting the ball a little better there.
And now Kent State with an offensive chance through Cameron Shedenhelm. Finds Mahale. Mahale with the turn, cleared by Breeden. And Townsend will win it. Trying to get it to Colica, instead finding Maddie Kay. And now Mahale for Kent State. Plays Shedenhelm. Shedenhelm off the post. A lot of contact in the box. Some Kent State fans wanting a penalty there. Nothing called.
With a shot off the post.
A great opportunity for Kent State They just cannot capitalize. Molesky trying to play Lecky forward now for Ohio, but doesn't quite get enough power on it. Shedenhelm has been very crucial for this Kent State team so far in attack today, whether it's been that shot on goal or just opening up the wider areas and trying to cross it in. Here she is again down that right side, and that'll be a goal kick for Ohio. Great defending by Mandy Arnzen.
Goal kick, Ohio.
Some rain starting to fall here at Chesafield.
The field is already pretty beat up as it is. This rain might not help.
Yeah, it rained almost all day yesterday. Never anything too heavy or too drastic, but just a constant sort of drizzle.
Right, and with a field with not artificial turf, that's definitely going to have some impact.
Shedenhelm again gets around the keeper. Goal line clearance by Olivia Sensky, and Ohio forces the corner kick. Great pressure play from Sensky as Shedenhelm rounded the keeper and put it on goal.
Definitely a crucial play by Sensky. If she wasn't there, things could have gone the other way.
Mahale with the corner kick.
Mahale to take the corner. The Tau Cats will join her. And actually, it'll be Cats to take this one over. A reversal of roles from the corner kicks that we've seen so far.
I was just about to say that. You read my mind, Noah.
A lot of players on that goal line. Ball sent in, headed away, and saved by Malum. Now Ohio trying to push forward. Malum surveys her options and kicks that one out. Long ball, Maddie Kay in the area, and instead it's cleared down the right side. Kalika trying to work around defenders. Plays it for Kay. And Kay loses it in the midfield. Santa Catarina with a lot of room in the midfield. She'll play it over to Reese. Molesky. Forward for Lecky. Lecky finds Townsend, played forward for Lecky, but cleared away and out for a corner. Maddie Lavinia in defense.
Beautiful give and go. Those are always great ways to get around the defenders. Opens up space, and that definitely worked in their favor.
Ohio with their first corner kick of the game. 28 minutes to play here in the first half. Still scoreless between Ohio and Kent State in this first round Mid-American Conference Tournament game.
You can see the flag. It is blowing towards Ohio's corner kick. So they're definitely going to have to put a little oomph on this kick.
Maria Kalika to take it. Her ball in. Bouncing around. Off the feet of O'Neill. Kent State somehow able to clear the shot attempt by Mandy Arnzen. I would call that a reflex save if O'Neill even had to move, but she really didn't.
No, kind of just kicked right to her feet.
Ohio, a golden opportunity. They can't convert. And now they continue to give the ball away. And Kent State attacking down the far side. And now the referee will stop play and stop the clock. Potential injury situation. Looks like he's concerned about Isabel Mahale's health. They'll call out the trainer. I didn't see any contact or any reason to believe that she is hurt, but we'll see what ends up happening here.
Yeah, I didn't see anything either. Hopefully she'll be okay.
27:32 is what the clock has stopped at. 0-0 between Ohio and Kent State here in the first round of the Mid-American Conference Tournament. 1 shot on goal for Ohio, 2 for the Golden Flashes. They're also winning the corner kick battle so far. 3 corners for Kent compared to just 1 for the Bobcats.
We saw that last game. Kent was winning the corner kick battle early in the game as well. Probably almost, what you would say, 4 or 5 before Ohio even got 1 corner kick?
Yeah, I want to say the final margin was 7 corner kicks for Kent State, 1 for Ohio.
And corner kicks are definitely key offensive plays to get scoring opportunities. I believe that's what Kent scored their last goal on. So corner kick margins are going to be important.
Mahale has to leave the game. She's replaced by Katie Kovacs, the Toledo, Ohio native, who has played in every game for Kent State but has not yet started one. Maddie Kay with control forward, plays Townsend, and Townsend will not get there before O'Neill. Good instincts by the Kent State goalkeeper to come out and gather that one. Brianna Reese has it for Ohio, and they're going to call it a Kent State throw, much to the displeasure of the Bobcat faithful. Sensky wins it back, and they're going to call Abby Townsend for a push in the back. Paige Colver, the senior defender for Kent State, to take the free kick. Sends it in, and Ohio able to deal with it thanks to a nice header from Jenny Santa Catarina. Kendra Klein tries to force something in, but it's dealt with by Breeden. Sydney Leckie has it in midfield. Now she'll play wide to Rihanna Reese. Townsend, just along the sideline, stays in, but goes right back to Kent State. Shedenhelm working Sensky down the right side. Plays it in the middle. And a last-second clearance by Mandy Arnzen.
A little miscommunication in the backfield.
Now Victoria Breeden trying to attack for Ohio down that right wing. But she gives it away. Looking for Molesky up forward, but just couldn't find it. That ball rolls out of play, and Rihanna Reese will take the throw on the near side for Ohio. 25 minutes to play in this first half. No score for either side.
Still plenty of time, though. Noah, you and I were talking earlier about how this is Ohio's first time in a long time that they have placed higher in the playoff seed than Kent. What do you think's led to that?
Yeah, I mean, Ohio has just played very well throughout this whole season, having a strong back line with 2 senior leaders in Rihanna Reese and Mandy Arnzen, not to mention the grad transfer Maria Kolika, to give Ohio that really strong back line, and that just allows Ohio to be open in attack too, not having to worry about sending attackers and midfielders back all the time. They have freedom to express and freedom to create. That's allowed Ohio to score more, and then obviously that solidness in defense has kept them from conceding.
Right. You can't have an offense without a defense.
But you said it, Ohio is above Kent State in the MAC standings for the first time since 2010. When these two teams met last year in the first round of the Mid-American Conference Tournament, Kent State was the 1 seed, and Ohio was the 8 seed, just sneaking in, getting that tournament berth. This year, Ohio 4th and Kent State 5th.
Right, and not by a lot. Very, very close margin. Ohio with 20 points and Kent with 19. Very similar records as well. Ohio 6-3-2, Kent 6-4-1.
Ohio's attack breaks down a little bit.
Off the touchline. Goal kick.
And they're going to call a goal kick for Kent State. There was a lot of shouting in the crowd for a potential penalty, but nothing called. Faith O'Neill to take the kick, and she'll readjust the position of it, I guess. Taking some time off the clock here. Townsend fails to control, but Leckie wins it back for Ohio in an attacking position here. And the header on from Molesky is just too soft.
Molesky's header on goal.
O'Neill with the comfortable save.
Looked like she might have been trying to get Leckie there on that header and just put a little too, didn't turn her hips quite enough and went to goal instead. Great
pressure from Maria Colica to win the ball back for Ohio. And they'll get a throw on the near side. Colica, that holding midfielder, went well forward there to try and get the ball away and succeeded. A sliding play to keep it with Ohio, but Kent State will clear only as far as Santa Catarina. Kent continues to win the ball back. Abby Townsend playing Sydney Leckie down the left wing, but she will not get there. Paige Colver in defense will clear it out for an Ohio throw. "21 minutes to play in this first half. Still scoreless between the Bobcats and the Golden Flashes. Sydney Leckie with the cross in. Molesky there. Her header, well, she can't quite connect. A lot of contact in the box. No call there. The only call is a goal kick.
Ball sent across the touchline. Goal kick.
What are you seeing from Ohio in attack right now? How are they able to open up these options?
Well, they're definitely, like you said, opening up options. They're connecting plays better up top with those give and goes, opening up the backfield. And I think they just need to continue to do that.
Maddie Kay wins it down the right side.
It's definitely been a battle in the midfield. We saw multiple sliding tackles just a couple minutes earlier.
Breeden in and O'Neill with the collection on the clearance. Continue, Rebecca.
Snagged by O'Neill.
Oh, we're good.
Ohio now again in possession in the midfield. Townsend plays Leckie down the left side. Leckie surveying her options. The cross in, can't quite find Townsend.
Seems like Ohio's really getting their offensive momentum going now. They're able to keep it in their offensive side of the field. This is what we like to see.
Leckie again with a high cross, but it's just too high for Molesky. She wins it back, though, and can't keep it. Santa Catarina over to the right side for Breeden. Ohio will have to start this attack over. And Kent State trying to keep it. Katie Kovacs gives the ball away. And here's Rihanna Reese. Some more rain starting to fall as two players collide in midfield. They'll call a foul on Shedenhelm as Jenny Santa Catarina goes to ground.
It's starting to rain, like you said, a lot harder. We might be seeing a lot more players on the ground with this slippery field.
Sensky's free kick sent into the box. The header on, diving save O'Neill, and Leckie in the area, but O'Neill able to collect.
Maddie Kay, the attempt.
Header came from Maddie Kay for Ohio. Just wasn't quite there. Victoria Breeden wins it. Arnzen to start the attack. But Maddie Kay just can't quite win that ball. Rain really starting to come down.
Yeah, when we said earlier it was starting to rain harder, it's really raining harder now.
Fans getting their umbrellas out. Soccer players don't have that luxury. Arnzen with the step over. And now Ohio trying to keep possession in that midfield. Townsend to Reese. Reese to Breeden. A lot of space on that right side. But Breeden closed down by Klein. She finds Reese. Reese tries to play it forward for Molesky. Ends up winning it back. Sliding challenge by Reese will roll out of play and be good for a Kent State throw.
Reese does a good job of switching the field when there's too much pressure on the left side. She'll look for that open man on the right to alleviate that pressure.
The Ohio fans are starting to get a little bit restless at these referees. A couple of calls have gone Kent State's way the past couple times, and that one they will call as out of play for an Ohio throw. "15 minutes to play. Still a scoreless game between Ohio and Kent in the first round of the Mid-American Conference Tournament.
Ohio leading on shots on goal 4-2.
Shedenhelm working in the penalty area, and Leckie able to clear. Here's Abby Townsend trying to make the turn. Sydney Leckie wins it, playing forward for Townsend. Just got too much on it, and now we're seeing the side effects of that slippery field as Leckie trying to get to that ball, but slipped and fell. Instead, it will roll all the way back to Sydney Malum. Malum's drop kick is won in the air by Kent State. Last year's Mid-American Conference Tournament first round game between Ohio and Kent ended in a 1-1 draw. Had to go all the way to penalty kicks after a double overtime period, and Kent was able to be victorious in those.
Kent State infraction.
This year, well, through the first half, I'm not sure how either team is going to get a breakthrough. And we could see overtime, we could see double overtime, we could see penalty kicks. Of course, there's still plenty of time to play in regulation. 15 minutes left in this first half alone, and then another 45 after that.
Yeah, no, I don't know what we will see. I do know that the last time Ohio has won against Kent, last time they won against Kent State was 2009. So for them, this could be a big win.
They haven't won in the MAC tournament since 2004. This is their first home game in 9 years. Last time they had a MAC tournament home game was 2009, but they suffered a first-round exit there.
It's always nice to have a home field advantage. Most of the time, the fans will be majority Ohio when it's home field, and you always like to have the crowd behind your back.
A few substitutions in this one as Serena Dierig comes in for Ohio. And Malum sliding forward to win that ball in the penalty area. She does not look happy about it. She collided with the feet of an Ohio player and a Kent State player. And this is going to be tough for the Bobcats. Two of them are still on the ground.
Courtney DeGarda is in for Maddie Kay.
Sydney Malum is now up, as is Victoria Breeden. Those were the two players that fell to ground on that unfortunate collision in the penalty area.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Noah, cleats to the face or any part of the body, not comfortable.
Yeah, not exactly sure what hit where, but everybody seems to be able to play on from it. I'll tell you what, they're tough.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough backfield, tough all around that we've seen from everyone tonight.
Kent State playing this one forward. Porter with it in her first touch of the game. And another shot dealt with by the back line of Ohio. We'll see if the Bobcats can get forward here. Lecky trying to play Dierig. Also Kay there. O'Neal comes out and makes the clearance.
Just a foot race there. Kay just didn't have enough in her to get there before the goalie.
Yeah, a crucial play for Faith O'Neal to be able to come out and get that one.
Definitely a good look.
And Maddie Kay will go to the sidelines now on a substitution. Good challenge by Rihanna Reese. Lecky wins it for Ohio, and here come the Cats. Serena Dierig down the left side, won't get there before Paige Colver does. But it will be an Ohio throw. And Lecky can't keep it. 12 minutes to play in the first half. No score between these two teams. Rain continues to fall. Lecky to Townsend. Looking for DeGerdas up ahead. And that'll go over the touchline off a Kent State clearance. Ohio throw, Lecky to take. Being urged on by the fans. Reese sends this one in, and it just misses the far post. I think that was intended to be a cross. DeGerdas couldn't quite get her head to it, and it just bounced around the post. I mean, that was almost a goal on a cross.
Yeah, it was. I'm sure.
Kyla Porter, the speedy substitution for Kent State, trying to get on the end of that one. But nothing doing for the Golden Flashes. Taking it away in midfield is Meisenberg. Porter again, this time down the left side. Mandy Arnzen deals with the trouble. Arnzen keeps it in play and clears it as far as Klein. Or actually, she did not keep that one in play. It'll be a Kent State throw near the corner flag. Meisenberg finds Porter. Here's Klein across in. Sensky heads it up in the air. Still there for Kent. Dive, and it's wide. That was Vital Katz, the goals leader for Kent State, the assists leader.
And what a turn of tables. We just saw Ohio almost with that cross and a goal, and now we're back down in Ohio's defensive end, and Kent's looking for that goal.
Under 10 minutes to play. It'll be a corner kick. Isabel Mahale to take it.
To the angle for the corner.
Vital Katz might work her way over there. Yep, looks like she's going to take the slow walk toward the corner flag. But Mahale's just going to swing this one in. And it's on top of the goal. No trouble there for Ohio.
Cross the touchline, goal kick, Ohio.
Kind of a wasted corner kick.
Yeah, and a game like this, you really can't waste those.
Yeah, that was the 4th corner kick for Kent State. The other 3 gave Ohio at least a little bit of trouble. That one, though, just looped itself over top of the goal and out of play. 9 minutes to play in the first half. Still waiting on that first breakthrough for either side. Malum boots this one forward. And Kent State will claim possession. This one forward for Mahale. Mahale, the first touch shot, does not fool Malum, although she almost slipped. Malum scooped it up wide of the post.
Gathered by Mullen.
Malum gives that a boot, trying to find Courtney Dagadas, and she was already shoved in the back. Referee calls the foul. Ohio sending numbers forward now. Sensky will take this free kick. This is something we've seen Ohio do in this game already, and of course all season long. A deep free kick, numbers on the edge of the penalty area, trying to get something going. Long boot in, dealt with by Kent State, and they will send it out over the touchline. That's an Ohio throw. Victoria Breeden to take it on the far side. I think Ohio would love to spend the next 7 minutes of the first half in this side of the field, but they just gave the ball back to Kent State. A little bit of confusion on the field. 2 soccer balls in play at the same time. Referee had to stop things and make sure they knew which one was the right one.
You can only play with 1 soccer ball.
Here comes Ohio. Just as I say that, they give it away. Just as I say that, they get it back. Here's Lecky. Lecky finding Reese down the left side. Reese misplays it. I don't think that's what she wanted to do with the ball. I think she was trying to swing it in, but just got the wrong side of her foot in contact with the soccer ball and sent it way high and way over the touchline.
Yeah, maybe feeling the pressure a little bit. She didn't really have much pressure on her, so she could have taken another touch, but I think the wind just really picked it up.
Could have been the wind, could have also been a last-second slip as she tried to plant a foot and swing a foot into the ball. We talked about this muddy, rainy, wet field.
We're seeing players slide all over the place.
6 to play in the first half. Breeden looking for a teammate to throw the ball to. On that far side. Finds Dagadas. Townsend keeps it in. Serena Dierig, the ball doesn't quite get to her. Santa Catarina wins it back for Ohio. Rihanna Reese. Finding Lecky, who finds Molesky. Miss-hit, but Dagadas keeps it with Ohio, but her play forward is just a little bit too long, and that's going to roll over the goal line for a Kent State corner kick. Or excuse me, a Kent State goal kick. My apologies.
Now, a reminder, Reese is a defender. We saw her all the way up by the 18 looking for these offensive opportunities. That's what a 5-3-3 will allow this team to do. Get those defenders up on the outside to create offensive opportunities, have more men up top. Excuse me, women up top.
Yeah, we've seen Breeden and Reese both work in that wing-back kind of position. They're very comfortable in attack, but also their first instinct is to get back and defend. And the referee is going to whistle that throw in back a little bit further. The placement of that was not to his satisfaction. And Kent State has to redo it. They'll give it away. Ohio takes the throw on the right side. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the first half. We are still scoreless, and the odds are not working in either team's favor. The wind playing a big factor, the rain playing a big factor, making it difficult for either team to possess the ball for a long spell of time and get those threatening chances. Ohio trying to work against that now, though. Breeden steps into some space. And Breeden is slid into from behind by Kyla Porter. The line judge immediately waved the flag, and I'm surprised to only see a foul on that, Rebecca.
Yeah, she went in hard. We saw that a lot with Porter last Thursday up top. Very aggressive player.
I would not have been surprised to see the referee reach for a yellow card in that situation, but he might not have had the best look at it. We might have not had the best look at it from up here either.
We might not know.
Certainly looked like a pretty rough challenge. Not necessarily malicious, but a slide from behind like that is tough. The free kick into the box. Arnson with the head on it. It's there! Mandy Arnson. Her first goal of the season for Ohio. Couldn't come at a more crucial time.
And that has got to feel good. Just the right placement on her head, right into the back left corner of the goal. It doesn't get any prettier than that.
Olivia Sensky with the assist from one center back to the other. And now Kent State will try to attack right away. The shot is wide. From Hale. Ohio leads it 1-0 just before the half. 3 minutes to go. And you hear those Ohio fans. They are happy to have that breakthrough against Kent State here in the first round of the MAC tournament. And somehow Olivia Molesky called for a quick foul, even though she was the one that was pushed to the ground. Ohio fans not happy about that one. Gives Kent State a free kick in a somewhat dangerous position.
Yeah, Kent State's definitely want to capitalize on this. The first 5 minutes after a goal is scored is usually the most crucial time. You have that anger, you have that energy, you want to get that goal back. And so Kent State's definitely going to be trying to dominate their offensive side here.
2 minutes.
Instead, though, it's dealt with by the back line of Ohio. Townsend trying to play forward for Dierig, just a little bit too far forward. O'Neal looking for the best option that will get Kent attacking here. Mandy Arnson using her height advantage over Kyla Porter there to win that one.
Kent State feeling the pressure. You cannot, when there's not a goal scored, both teams are pretty relaxed. But as soon as there's a goal or a ball in one of those nets, you can tell there's a fire under their feet.
Just over a minute to play, and yeah, we saw this already aggressive Kent State team just get that much more aggressive after Ohio scored the goal. And you always see, no matter what the score is, either team getting pretty frantic when there's, less than 2 minutes, less than 1 minute left before a half, just trying to get something out of that play. Brianna Reese with a crucial challenge there. It's still there, and they're going to call a foul on Ohio right on the edge of the penalty area. Looked like it was Holmes who was launching herself toward the ball. 35 seconds left to play, and the referee will stop the clock.
I was just about to say, Noah, anything can happen in these last few minutes. And with 35 seconds left on the clock, it looks like anything can happen right now.
Yeah, this is a very dangerous position for the free kick, just outside the 18-yard box. Vital Katz there, as well as Mahale, Isabel Mahale.
just about every player on Ohio in the wall.
Cats, the kick, off the crossbar, still in play, bouncing around, and Santa Catarina will clear it away for Ohio. Vital Cats looks dejected in the middle of the field after not being able to put that ball a little bit lower. She wants that free kick back. 15 seconds left to play. Ohio leads 1-0.
10, 9, 8.
And it'll be a Kent State throw. They're going to try and push forward through Porter as the clock winds down. That's the first half. Ohio with the late goal from one defender to the other. Mandy Arnzen, the headed goal off the assist from Olivia Sensky. That is both of their first either goals or assists of the year. We're going to take a break. Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, and it's a great game to make those plays.
Absolutely. Ohio leads 1-0 at halftime in the first round of the Mid-American Conference Tournament. We'll take a break for halftime, and we'll see you for the second half. Welcome back for the second half of a rainy Sunday afternoon Mid-American Conference tournament game between Ohio and Kent State. Bobcats leading it 1-0 after a late goal from the defender Mandy Arnzen. And that's where we stand right now. Ohio 1, Kent State 0. We're currently experiencing the hardest rain right now that we have all afternoon, right to start the second half. And here come the Bobcats. Let's get you an update on the rest of the Mid-American Conference tournament. Every single game today starting at the same time, 1 o'clock. And the scores as we stand right now, the number 3 seed Western Michigan leads number 6 Akron 1-0 at halftime. And Ball State had a 1-0 lead over Buffalo. That's the 2 seed Ball State over the 7th seeded Bulls. So that was a 1-0 lead at halftime. Likely it'll be Western Michigan and Ball State facing off against each other in the second round. Meanwhile, for Ohio's prospective opponents, if they are to hold on and win this game, they will be facing the winner of the Eastern Michigan and Bowling Green game. Bowling Green, the 1 seed, against the 8 seed Eagles. And the Falcons have a 2-0 lead at the moment, so whoever is the victor of this game will probably be facing the Bowling Green Falcons, who had an almost perfect MAC regular season, 10-1 in conference play for Bowling Green.
And when Ohio met Bowling Green in conference play, they lost 3-1. So that will be a difficult game.
Ohio with a free kick in a good position. Olivia Sensky to take it here. Sensky had that assist on the only goal of this game so far, and it was also off of a free kick, which found the head of Mandy Arnzen. Sensky's kick loops in. Cleared away, only as far as Colica. And now Kent State able to really clear the damage and try and get something started for their own. But Breeden deals with it under the pressure of Shedenhelm. Colica playing forward, looking for Lecky, and Lecky just can't get there, bodied off the ball by Maddie Lavinia in defense.
Great ball by Colica, splitting the defenders there.
And now Kent State attacking down the right side. This is Mahale. Crosses it for Shedenhelm. Low shot, but it's pretty soft and easily scooped up by Malum. Third shot on goal of the game for Kent State, who trails 1-0. Ohio with 5 shots on goal. Meanwhile, in the corner kicks battle, Kent State leading that one 4-1. Lecky down the left side, playing it forward for Townsend. Townsend's cross in for Kay. Kay gets a foot to it, and it's over the bar.
Cross the touchline. Goal kick. Kent.
Great one touch by Kay. I'm sure she was wishing it was just a little bit lower, but when the ball is coming in like that, sometimes it's hard to get the perfect touch.
And I think we may have also seen that slippery field again a factor. You see over inside the 6-yard box a very muddy area, and that's exactly where Kay was. Looked like she slipped as she made contact with that ball.
Yeah, white socks are turning into brown socks right now.
Mahale gets forward for Kent State and heads it past Malum. But it's past the post as well. And now Mahale is worse for wear. They're going to give Kent State the corner kick after they deal with the injury to Isabel Mahale, the sophomore from Kitchener, Ontario. Mahale has played in every game for Kent State this season, starting all but one. 6 goals, 1 assist for the Romanian international. She was actually called up to the Romanian women's national team. crucial piece for this Kent State team,
Corner
and
kick for Kent.
she's kind of hobbling her way around the penalty area. See if she can walk off whatever's troubling her right now. Kent State to take the corner, and that one is across the touchline.
Across the touchline. Goal kick, Ohio.
Corner kicks are pretty nerve-wracking plays, so I'm sure Ohio can breathe a little bit when they see that the ball's not even played in bounds.
Malum with a big boot forward. Arnzen plays Molesky, but can't quite find the feet of Kay. Mahale does not really look to be her usual self, hovering around the middle of the pitch for Kent State. Santa Catarina looking for Breeden down the right wing, and Breeden will win it, but her forward ball for Kay is just a little bit too far forward. Sydney Leckie tracks back and wins that ball that's bouncing around the midfield. She'll try to play it forward. Closed down by Vital Katz. And eventually forces it out for a Kent State throw. We're through with 5 minutes of this second half, 40 of them to play. Ohio holding on to that 1-0 lead.
Definitely a goal to not take for granted, as we saw Kent scored early in the second half on Thursday. They could do it again, but right now it looks like Ohio has a pretty good hold.
Shedenhelm fighting for it. Quick cross in, but nobody there except the head of Mandy Arnzen. Another Kent State throw down that far side. Maddie Lavinia to take it. Tried to play it into Shedenhelm, but instead forced out by Ohio. Another Kent State throw. This ball forward, Breeden deals with it. And Santa Catarina wins it back for Ohio. Leckie to Townsend. Townsend back to Leckie, playing it forward for Kay, but just not forward enough. Kay had a lot of space to run in the middle of the pitch. Now Kent State attacking through Shedenhelm, who flicks it forward. But that will be Sydney Malum's ball. No Kent State players in the area.
And this will be a good reset for Ohio when there's a lot of pressure in the defense. Sometimes you just need some time to breathe.
Malum punts it straight up in the air. Breeden brings it down. Now Kent State attacking through Mahale, and Shedenhelm. This is Klein's cross in. Shedenhelm runs into Kalika, who got ahead to the ball. And Ohio trying to deal with it. Maddie Kay down the right wing. Goes off of Klein for an Ohio throw. Sliding in is Breeden, and she just got there a little bit early for a Kent State free kick. Paige Colver, who has been on 5 All-MAC teams. Twice a first-team All-MAC player, once an All-Academic MAC player, once an All-Freshman, once an All-Second-Teamer in her 3 years so far. Her cross comes in, and it's dealt with by Ohio's back line. And now Leckie trying to get forward, just not quite there. Kent State long shot wide.
Shot is wide, across the touchline, goal kick Ohio.
That was off the foot of Maddie Lavinia, just her 3rd shot of the year.
Ohio definitely playing a little more defense than they would have hoped in the first couple minutes of this second half.
but I think just as much defense as they expected.
Oh, yeah, especially with Kent State being down 1-0. They're definitely going to put on the pressure.
Shedenhelm working the left wing against Arnzen. Arnzen bodies her off the ball, and they're going to call a foul.
Ohio infraction.
Much to the disbelief of the Ohio fans.
No, they're not happy.
We are so strong! We're incredible!
Katz swings it in, and it's there!
Kent State goal.
I don't think that touched any other Kent State player.
Vital Katz.
A very dangerous cross from Vital Katz. A lot of Kent State players in the area, a lot of Ohio players in the area. It just went past them all.
Yeah, no one
hit
able
off
to
the
get a
back
touch.
post.
Yeah, no one able to get a touch. That's that far post duty of the defender, and I just think no one really expected that to go in. The wind kind of just took it, the right curve.
I certainly didn't expect it to go in.
No, kind of just looked like everyone was just watching it almost, like the play stalled.
And it's a tie game now, 1 goal apiece. Both teams will try to play as much offense and defense as possible, if that makes sense.
Well, with Reese with the ball now, we've seen that from her.
Long
Offense and
swinging
defense.
ball in
Brianna Reese,
from her,
good catch.
saved by O'Neal.
Gathered by O'Neal.
Vital Katz, her 8th goal of the season. She leads this Kent State team. Coming into today, she was 7th in the Mid-American Conference in goals scored. That ball launched forward. Malum collects it. No Kent State players in the area. 35 minutes to play in the second half. Tied up 1 goal apiece. Kay flicks it forward. And now that one's off Molesky for a Kent State throw. Klein on the near side finds Shedenhelm. Sliding challenge by Breeden. Another Kent State throw. Shedenhelm working Breeden down the left wing. Kay also there. And that one's going to be off Kent State. Ohio to get the throw. Maddie Kay turns. Here's Kalika. Lecky. Lecky still finding room to run. She'll play Reese forward down the left side. Promising ball. Reese gets there first. First touch cross. Nobody's there. Kalika keeps it in play, but not quite long enough. And there'll be a quick substitution for Kent State.
Out of Meisenberg re-enter.
Great combination of passes between the defense and the midfield and the offense to get Ohio out of pressure there.
Meisenberg comes back into the game. Sauter checks out. Reese was in all sorts of room down that left side for a very long time. And Ohio will get another chance to attack here. Maddie Kay the throw. Victoria Breeden now. Back to Kay. Ball to Santa Catarina is sloppy. And now Kent State with a 3-on-2. But Rihanna Reese tracking back gets there first. Incredible run from Reese to be there in defense.
That's what that position entails. You have to run end line to end line.
And Shedenhelm looked like she was going to have a lot of room to run with the ball at her feet. But instead, Reese sprints back and clears the danger. That was a crucial move. Ohio is outnumbered in the back line, which you don't see very often.
Right, especially with that 5-3-3. Often they have those 5 in the back.
Couple of substitutions for Kent State. Kyla Porter re-enters the game, as does Katie Kovacs.
Placing Kendra Klein and Isabel Mahale.
Mahale checks out of the game. Molesky finds Breeden down the right side. Breeden gets past Porter. And that's going to be a foul on Maddie Holmes.
Kent State infraction.
Olivia Sensky, Ohio's long free kick specialist. Ohio with 8 players on the edge of the penalty area. Sensky trying to find one of them. Molesky gets ahead to it. The danger's still there as Breeden collects this one. Sends it in. Looping ball. Townsend brings it down. The shot deflected, out for a corner kick.
Townsend the attempt. Defended across the touchline. The corner kick for the Cats.
Great defense by Kent there. Sure, Townsend was wishing that there wasn't so many defenders back there. She had pretty much a good shooting opportunity.
Maria Kalika for the corner kick. Loops this one in. Good looking ball. O'Neal with the punch. Reese keeps it there for Ohio. Arnzen plays forward for Kay. Kay working the right wing on the penalty area. And that will be Kent State goal kick.
Over the touchline off the Bobcats. Goal kick, Kent State.
Half hour to play. Tie game still. 1-1.
The rain let up, though.
That's a welcome sight for players and fans alike. Still a chilly game. Still a windy game. But no longer a rainy game. Down the right side, this is Kovacs working against Sensky. Her cross in goes nowhere except over the touchline. Goal kick, Ohio.
Ball across the touchline. Up Kent State. Goal kick, Ohio.
Ohio yet to use a substitution in this second half. Meanwhile, Kent State has subbed in 4 players. Kyla Porter with the cross in, dealt with by Sensky. Ohio trying to attack through Sydney Leckie, but instead she's dispossessed by Meisenberg. Here's Holmes. Holmes fighting Shedenhelm. Shedenhelm with space. Her shot deflected and saved by Sydney Malum.
Shedenhelm. The attempt. Collected by Malum.
Malum trying to send Ohio forward. Instead, the ball just trickles past everyone. But Ohio will get the throw in on the near side. Breeden to Kay. Trying to get around Porter. But Porter wins it back for Kent State. Holmes playing to the right side. But it will trickle out. And Ohio, again, getting the benefit of the throw. Kent State continuing to attack down the right wing. Shedenhelm seems to always be on the ball in attack for Kent State. She's dispossessed by Sensky, and now here's Rihanna Reese finding Townsend. Townsend to the feet of Leckie. Ball pinballing back and forth. Neither team able to keep sustained amounts of possession recently. Molesky to Breeden. Breeden forward for Kay. And Kay will play Breeden again, but Kent State there in defense, dealt with by Amanda Reed. Ohio throw finds Kay. Molesky. Townsend. Breeden. The cross is deflected out. No. The cross was not touched. It'll be a goal kick.
Ball sent across the touchline. Goal kick. Kent
Victoria
State.
Breeden just couldn't keep it in play. Maddie Kay wins the header, and Santa Catarina brings it down. Here's Shedenhelm, though, for Kent State, finding Vital Katz, the goal scorer today. Her long shot is wide of post.
Kent's wide of post. Over the touchline.
We've been
kick.
seeing a lot of ball
Ohio.
movement, like you said, Noah. Neither team able to get solid possession right now.
Why do you think that is?
I mean, it's difficult with the wind, especially Ohio right now. They are facing against the wind. They're
Kent
tired.
State infraction.
But I just think both teams are putting on the pressure right now. 1-1, might as well be 0-0 at that point. High stakes.
Sensky to take the free kick with every Ohio player in front of her. Molesky plays forward for Lecky. Lecky brings it down, plays Townsend. Townsend is offside.
Offside to call.
Both teams capitalizing on offensive opportunities. I think that the speed of play is really helping both of these teams, and that's why the ball we're seeing a lot on Kent's side, defensive side, and also Ohio's defensive side. These teams are really stepping up the pace.
24 minutes to play. Tie ball game between Ohio and Kent State, each side with a goal apiece. And O'Neal slips as she kicks the ball away. Ohio tries to take advantage of it, but instead Kent State will attack. Kovacs plays it forward for herself, but instead Semsky gets there and clears it out for a corner kick. 6th corner kick of the game for Kent State compared to just 2 for Ohio.
Called for Kent.
And we have seen how good Kent State is on these set plays.
Yeah, both goals coming today off of set
Hale
pieces.
returns to the lineup for Shedenhelm.
Kent's was direct from Vital Katz, who is currently standing over the corner kick.
Katz takes corner.
Could also play it across for DiNardo, who stands in the area. Players bunched up in the 6-yard box. Cross comes in, it's low, and it's dealt with by Arnzen. Porter with a long shot, deflected, and Ohio will try to keep it. Maddie Kay doesn't get there, though. This is Mahale on the left side. Mahale continuing to be in possession. Shot, looped in, saved by Malum.
We've been seeing a lot of shots on goal in these last
Collected by Malum.
10 or so minutes. Definitely due to that speed of play.
And in the midst of all of that, forgot to tell you about a substitution. Serena Dierig into this game now for Ohio, replacing Maria Kolika. Kent State throw on the far side. And we'll see another Kent State substitution before we get to the throw. Looks like Klein checking back in.
Kendra Klein re-enters. For Dominique DiNardo.
Dominique DiNardo coming out. Perhaps that signals a change in tactics for Kent State, sending in a midfielder in Kendra Klein to take over for the forward Dominique DiNardo.
Seems like it's a little more of a shift towards the defensive end when you're putting in a midfielder for a forward.
Breeden down the right side, plays Dierig. Dierig on a long run. She doesn't quite get there before Amanda Reed clears it out, but Ohio will continue in possession with the throw. Breeden to take. Finds Kay. Back to Breeden, a nutmeg of Porter. Dierig plays forward for Townsend. Flag stays down. Cross comes in. Diving Perry. And it's there! Ohio reclaims the advantage. Kent State with a defensive lapse there. They were scrambling for the ball, and it was Jenny Santa Catarina who got on the end of it for Ohio. 2-1 they lead with 21 minutes left to play in the second half.
Ohio's midfield does a great job, as we just saw, playing the ball ahead of their offensive players instead of defeat, so they can run, get momentum, and have those crossing shots.
Jenny Santa Catarina, her second goal of the season. The sophomore from Geneva, Illinois, making her presence felt. She's played mostly in kind of a holding midfield role, but she comes forward when she needs to. Made a crucial play there for Ohio. Kent State trying to answer back, but Serena Dierig with a big clearance. Abby Townsend trying to run and get there. Cleared by Reed. And Kent State attacking once more, although Rihanna Reese brings it down. Ohio possessing. Breeden will let that one go over her head. Nothing much she could do.
I don't know about you, Noah, but on that scoring play, it almost looked like there wasn't going to be any Ohio feet on that ball.
Yeah, I was surprised. And my first instinct was that it was an own goal, honestly. There were so many Kent State players sliding around there, I thought it just accidentally hit off of one of them.
Right,
but Santa Catarina sprinted forward and got there.
Out of nowhere and got the job done.
Sydenhelm returns. Placing Kovac.
Bunch more substitutions.
In substitution for Kyla Porter.
For Kent State, bringing Sydenhelm and DiNardo back into the game, two of the three starting forwards for Kent State. Isabel Mahale, the other one, she remains in the game. Molesky clears that one out. Kent State throw on the far side. 19 minutes to play. Ohio leads 2-1.
As we know, anything can happen in these last 18 minutes, but when you're up, Ohio might want to play a little more on the defensive side.
Here they are, though, attacking through Abby Townsend, who continues in possession, and that ball played across, dispossessed by Holmes. Breeden now swings this one in. Molesky heads it, and it's just over the crossbar.
Molesky's header, tall approach, across the touchline, goal kick.
Another Kent State substitution. I guess they got to try anything and everything
right.
to keep their MAC tournament hopes alive.
Placing Meisenberg.
A lot of speedy plays, a lot of fast-paced play. Sometimes you just got to put your fresher players in.
For Abby Townsend.
Klein trying to keep possession. Ohio playing a pretty high press, and that forces Kent State to kick the ball out of play. Faith O'Neill, the goalkeeper, couldn't find one of her own players, instead finds the out-of-bounds area. Doggedus. It's given away. Here comes Kent State through Mahale, playing forward for Sydenhelm. Shedenhelm will get there. Waiting for support. And it's cleared away. Only as far as Mahale. Long shot. Bounces once, and it's saved by Sydney Malum. That was off the foot of Cassandra Sauter.
There was about 7 defensive players from Ohio there before there was even maybe 3 Kent. So Ohio's definitely doing a good job with this defense. They know that they got to keep this lead.
Reese clears it away, finds Molesky. Dierig plays forward for Doughertis. She won't win the foot race, though. Instead, it's Paige Colver, the first-team All-MAC defender, 2 years running, who gets there first and clears that away.
Maria Collica re-enters, replacing Maddie Kay.
Maria Collica back into this game, replacing Maddie Kay. That also signaling a shift defensively for Ohio. Placing in a defensive mid whose roster is actually as a defender to replace Maddie Kay, an attacking mid for the Bobcats. Kendra Klein whistled for taking that throw in too far forward. She'll have to redo it here. 15 minutes, just over 15 minutes to play. Here in the second half, Ohio with a 2-1 lead over Kent State. Trying to win their first MAC tournament game since 2004. Trying to beat Kent State for the first time since 2009 in what is their first tournament home game since 2009. Ohio could break a lot of long streaks that they'd like to see go away, all in one fell swoop. Dierig on that near side is appealing for an Ohio throw, but they'll say it was off of Dierig. Breeden taken down from behind by Mahale.
Kent State infraction.
And the referee will keep the cards in his pocket. Isabel Mahale, the player with the foul. Victoria Breeden appealing for a card or something to be given to Mahale. Breeden finally standing back up.
She was tripped from behind, which could lead to, yes, a possible card, but ref decides otherwise.
Now the ref having a word with one of the sideline assistants for Ohio. Not entirely sure what happened in that conversation. Not a member of Ohio's coaching staff, just one of the people whose jobs it is to get a soccer ball to somebody trying to throw the ball in. That's the main thing that our sideline assistants do.
Yep, just to keep the pace of the game rolling. So
I'm not exactly sure why the referee had a word for our sideline assistant. Ohio trying to press forward. This is Collica. Collica keeps the ball. Finds Lecky down the left side. Long shot, Lecky. Wide of the post.
Sydney Lecky, the attempt, wide of post across the touch line.
.30 to play in this second half. Kent State desperately trying to equalize. They trail by 1. Shedenhelm trying to maintain possession. Instead, Mandy Arnzen will get there And they're going to call a foul on Shedenhelm.
I don't know about you, Noah, but I've been noticing that Ohio's definitely been dominating more in their offensive side on this second half.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Ohio certainly pressing forward a lot more. And you'd rather just maintain possession on your offensive side of the pitch and not have to play catch-up in a sense.
Definitely. And these points, when you're up in a game, the main goal would be to maintain possession, because that way you can have more time with the ball at your feet
Ohio in practice.
and less time worrying about the ball at Ken's feet.
Exactly. The best defense is a good offense. You don't have to play any defense if you're always playing offense.
I like that.
Kent State will get a free kick. And now the referee has a word with the fourth official. Not sure exactly what the holdup is. Referee certainly taking his time.
A lot of free kicks today. Looking at the stats, Kent State has 11 fouls, Ohio with 8.
Kent State, a long free kick, defended by Dierig and cleared by Doughertis. This one forward looking for Mahale, but just not going to get to her. It'll be Sydney Malum instead. Kent State trying to get some attacking going, but Ohio just continues to deal with it in a calm, composed manner. Continuing to get the ball forward and attack, even though Ohio doesn't need another goal. They're going to be perfectly comfortable if they win this game 2-1. But the more that they can get the ball forward, the less they have to worry about a frantic defense against this lethal Kent State attack. Breeden tries to bring it down and eventually kicks it out. Kent State throw. Dierig takes it away, plays forward for Doughertis. Doughertis using her pace, but she can't keep it in play. Smart idea.
Definitely a smart idea. Good touch away from the defender into space. Just sometimes you put too much on that first touch.
And yeah, it was just slightly too much. If the field was maybe 1 foot wider, I think Doughertis would have got there. Colica in the middle for Dierig. Dierig. Instead, it's cleared away. But Arnzen keeps it back for Ohio. Breeden. Doughertis. Little bit too soft for Colica, but that will be an Ohio throw.
Substitution for Ohio.
Pass there I like to call a hospital ball, when it's just right in between two players and it could be either one's ball and they're going in hard for it.
Serena Dierig out of the game in place of Maddie Kay, who checks in once again. Breeden trying to play forward for Doughertis. And it was Amanda Reed who was on the ball for Kent State, but couldn't control it. And Ohio gets another throw. Breeden looking for Lecky. Instead, booted out by Kent State. Players in close vicinity and kind of a swinging leg from the Kent State defender. It looked kind of dangerous, but luckily everyone is undamaged by the play. Maddie Kay steps in, but she fouled Holmes. And Kent State will take the free kick. Long ball forward, looking for Mahale. Mandy Arnzen with it in possession now. Maddie Kay. Molesky finds Breeden. 9 minutes to play in this one. Forward looking for Lecky, and not quite there.
And when you're up 2-1 in these types of game situations with 9 minutes left to play, when you're Ohio, sometimes all you can really hope for is that clock goes by quickly.
Maddie Kay looking for Lecky forward. Lecky's cross finds Colica. Colica, low shot saved by O'Neill.
Colica the attempt, smothered by O'Neill.
Kind of a frantic possession there for Ohio. Good first touch cross, though, by Lecky on the right side.
Kent State infraction.
That'll be Kent State's 12th foul.
Clock trickling down. 8 minutes to play now. Ohio trying to keep that 2-1 advantage. And I'm sure Olivia Sensky will just boot this one forward as far as possible to make it that much tougher on Kent State to find the equalizing goal. Maddie Kay. She wins it back. Colica through the legs of a defender for Kay. Kay keeps it in and eventually loses it. But it's an Ohio throw. Off the feet of Cassandra Sauter, according to the referee. Ohio taking their time. Breeden finding Dougherty. Can she keep it in? No, she cannot.
Balls over the touchline. Goal kick.
Goal kick for Kent State, but not before a substitution. Kyla Porter checking back into the game. The 5'1" freshman from Cincinnati, Ohio. Porter, if I could use 2 words to describe her style of play, it's quick and aggressive.
I would definitely have to agree with aggressive, Noah. We saw a lot today and on Thursday. She's really good at positioning her body at the proper place to body girls off the ball properly.
Ball given away in a crucial area by Ohio. Here comes Shedenhelm, dispossessed. The combination of Olivia Sensky and Mandy Arnzen dealt with that one. 6:20 to play. Ohio still in the lead by 1 goal. 2-1 is the score, as that one will trickle out down the near side. And it will be an Ohio throw. Victoria Breeden takes the slow walk over toward the sideline. Maddie Kay kicks it a little bit far forward, but not too far, and Kent will have a throw in their attacking third. Kay steps in, forces another Kent State throw.
Sometimes kicking the ball out here is a good tactic to wind down that clock.
Arnzen deals with it. And now Sydney Lecky completes the clearance. Colica on the end of that one. 5:30 to play. This ball sent in for no one in particular by Kent State. And Malum will eventually pick the ball up after Cameron Shedenhelm was charging toward it. High boot. Maddie Kay flicks it forward. Maria Colica wins it and keeps it on the ground. And that will be an Ohio throw off of Kyla Porter.
Substitution for Ohio.
They'll stop the clock for the substitution. Abby Townsend checks back in, replacing Courtney Dougherty. 4:48 left to play in this one. Ohio trying to hold on to that 2-1 lead. and advance to the second round of the Mid-American Conference Tournament. Unfortunate situation there as Maddie Kay tries to play a ball forward, but it's off the face of her teammate, Maria Colica. Clock is stopped. They'll bring out a trainer. Colica stands back up. And she's walking toward the sideline with the trainer.
Yeah, no, a ball to the nose is not fun. She looks fine. She might be bleeding, though, and as we know, you cannot play with blood. Oh, no, it looks like she's staying in.
Yeah, she was thinking about being replaced by Dierig, and now they will, the referee, make sure that that substitution does, in fact, happen. Perhaps a mandate, perhaps just a best practices cautionary thing. But Serena Dierig checks back in. 4 minutes, 41 seconds left to play. And Ohio will receive the drop ball. Townsend will take her time before kicking it back to Faith O'Neill. Molesky heads that one out of play. Kent State throw. Kent State desperately trying to attack, but Ohio just seems to be on the end of every ball. And they keep pressing as far forward as possible. Here's Townsend looking for Lecky forward, or maybe just trying to get rid of the ball and make Kent have to get it all the way back before pushing forward. Porter gets around Kay for Kent State. Less than 4 minutes to play. Shedenhelm gets ahead to it, keeps it in play. Shedenhelm into the penalty area now, but instead her ball will be scooped up by Malum, appealing for a foul as Victoria Breeden was knocked down to the ground. 3.5 minutes to play. Malum boots this one up high, off the foot of Porter, and it'll be an Ohio throw. Substitution as Colica checks back in for Dierig. 3:13 left to play as the clock is stopped. Restarts now for this throw. Townsend knocked down. Appeal for a penalty. No call. Molesky looking forward for Townsend. That one just going to roll across the touchline for a corner. Or excuse me, a goal kick.
Over the touchline. Goal kick.
A couple Ohio fans thought that Kent State defender had touched the ball, but not the case.
Read my mind, no. I was just about to say that.
2.5 minutes to play. Kent State trying to attack, but Holmes can't keep it in play. And Ohio wins it back. Molesky kicks that one out of play down the near side. Two minutes left to play in this one. Kent State desperately looking for the equalizer. Shedenhelm can't get past Lecky, and she fouls Lecky. I'm sure Ohio will take as much time as they possibly can on this free kick. Sensky sets it down. She's going to wait for her players to get forward. Just think about exactly what she needs to do. And then boot it forward. Minute 30 to play. Ohio trying to maintain possession and maintain this 2-1 advantage that they have over the Kent State Golden Flashes. But here comes Kent down the right side. Shedenhelm with a first touch cross, and it's over the fence. 1 minute to play.
And if Ohio can keep this ball, if they can kick it over the half and keep it in their offensive third, that might have been Kent State's last offensive opportunity.
Ohio 45 seconds away from the second round of the Mid-American Conference Tournament. That ball scooped up by Malum. We're down now to 30 seconds left to play. Ohio hanging on to a 2-1 lead. This one flicked forward, much to the delight of the Ohio fans. 15 seconds to play. Kent State desperate. This one flicked on for Shedenhelm, but Sensky will get there first. Under 10 seconds to play. 5 seconds to play. That one over the touchline, and Ohio is headed to the second round of the Mid-American Conference Tournament. Their first time there since 2004. Ohio breaks a 10-game losing streak against the Kent State Golden Flashes, overcoming tremendous odds and getting revenge for Thursday's loss, for last year's 2 losses, and for years of losses at the hands of these Kent State Golden Flashes. This is the one that matters. Ohio's moving on. Kent State goes home. What do you have to say about the performance from the Cats today, Rebecca?
I would have to say, when we talked to Rogers earlier, he said that they needed to play better, and they played better. Definitely worked well, possessing the ball on the offensive side as much as they would want to in a game like this. Faster paced play, that really helped them, and I think overall they kind of just came in knowing what Kent's strategy was going to be and took them on.
Mandy Arnzen had the first goal off of a cross from Olivia Sensky. That put the Bobcats up 1-0 just before the first half ended. And then early on in the second half, Kent State equalized thanks to a ball from their leading goal scorer, Vital Katz, her 8th goal of the season, but that will end up being her final one. Ohio's crucial breakthrough came midway through the second half. Ball that was bouncing around the penalty area, punched in by Jenny Santa Catarina, and that is the game winner. Ohio 2, Kent State 1. They'll move on to face the winner of the Bowling Green Eastern Michigan match. Bowling Green still with a 2-0 lead over Eastern Michigan. And that game was actually delayed at halftime, so we'll be waiting a while to see the winner of that one. Likely Bowling Green, but possibly Eastern Michigan if they can mount a comeback. Ohio moves on. Kent State goes home. Thanks for joining us on this rainy, windy, chilly Sunday afternoon. For Rebecca Markovitz, I'm Noah Wolf. Have a great rest of your weekend.